Yeah, let's get the talk. So what I'm going to just show is a video of treating leg veins with 1064 with pre and post cooling. And then I'm going to just show you a brief video of why we prefer sclerotherapy. We're going to boil it down to the absolute essential. Here's my disclosure. Yeah, we're going to skip all of this. This is why do patients want lasers? They sound a lot sexier. And here's an example where we did one side with sclero to the reticular veins and sclero to the telangiectasia. And then the other one was that you just saw before, that this one was using laser on the telangiectasia and treating those blue reticular veins with sclerotherapy. So in some cases it works out better, but in terms of practicality, if we're treating someone with sclero, we're just going to continue doing that. We're not going to bring them into another room. Every wavelength that hits hemoglobin has been tried. You've already seen that. You've seen that. Let's get right to the videos. We need cooling. Let's see, is this a video? Yes, it is. So this is with the DermaV device, and it's not going to play either, is it? I thought I had it on auto, but... So this is nice. You can see the vessel contracting, but you can see it's very tedious. It's like spot welding because you're using 1064 to heat blood up to above the boiling point of water, and it's very, very slow, but it does work. In terms of the effects that it then leaves, let's go to the next slide. So this is what it looks like immediately after. You can tell you photocoagulated very nicely. We're going to skip that video too. No, we're not. Yes, we are. And then 1 month later, you can see there is pigmentation because you've trapped hemoglobin in those vessels, and that's hemosiderin. And you get that with sclerotherapy too, but not quite as much. So these are the parameters that were used for this type of vein. I use a 3 to 5 millimeter spot, and usually 40 millisecond pulse duration. And if Emil Tanghetti was still here, he'd be happy because he loves that 40 millisecond on this device. And 140 joules. If you go down to a 3 millimeter spot, you're going to need about 220 joules at 40 milliseconds. And you can see I've adjusted the pre-cooling to less so I can use less fluence because the vessel is less cool, and then post for comfort. We never exceed a total of 40 milliseconds total cooling because you'll get into pigmentation because of injury from that. Now here's the sclerotherapy. So you know how long it would take to treat this with laser, but watch this. This is me filming Dr. Margaret Weiss doing this. And there you go, you're filling up all of that. And by the way, this patient had endovenous ablation of their great saphenous vein. So that's the only time you can treat an ankle like that, when the pressure from above has been relieved. So you can see it goes in there beautifully. So people who say you can't treat ankle veins, you can. And you can see the before up over here because it's amazing, and we never get tired of watching this. Anyone who's been a fellow, and there are several fellows sitting there, can agree. Let's see, that's a little out of order, but that doesn't matter because we're going to go, it's going backwards instead of forwards. Here we go, we use it for telangiectatic matting. We used to use IPL, we don't anymore. We could cover this easily with a larger spot size, now that we have larger spot sizes of PDL or 532. This is when we had an experimental device where we could actually play like a video game, hit the vessel and watch it contract. And I'm just going to go through this and just show you the last, oops. Oh well, I had so you can safely treat vessels like this with 1064. We've seen this patient now for many, many years. Her skin actually looks much better because she's had numerous fractional non-ablative treatments, and her skin looks so much better. I should have that's a picture from like 12 years ago. That vein never returned. This is the danger of 1064, pulse stacking. You really need to let things cool. Post-cooling helps you a bit with that, but then the vessel's already pre-cooled, and then you need more fluence to get it the second time. This was sent to me by a colleague in Europe when we first started using 1064, and you can see that it's from 2001. Hopefully this doesn't happen anymore. I don't think it does. And these are the ideal telangiectasia. A person has one little telangiectasia. You can use your 1064 and do a beautiful job with it. So just to summarize quickly, sclerotherapy is still the gold standard. Long pulse 1064 can work, but it's only for small sections. And as a colleague in Switzerland used to say, he would have the laser sitting there in the room in the consult with the patient, because that's the only way he could tell them he can do a better job with sclerotherapy, because they have to believe him because he has the laser. So keep it in the same room as you're doing the consult with the patient. Thanks very much for your attention.